Hey guys, today's topic is going to be an updated tutorial video on back stances. Over the past 4 years, since I started this YouTube channel in 2020, I have gone to different martial arts schools and schools in Okinawan karate. And my karate has evolved a lot. So today, I'd like to look back at my video from I believe 2020, one of my earliest videos on back stances, and I like to add my insights that I have learned in the past 4 years. It's going to be a lot of cringe moments looking at my video from 4 years ago, but let's see what new points of view, what new topics you can learn, right? So let's get started.
Hi guys, I'm Yusuke Nagano from Karate Dojo waKu.
I remember taking my videos here.
Dachi, the stance that everybody
Kokutsu Dachi.
hates. Kokutsu Dachi is a stance that's used to block the opponent's attack.
That's right.
So this is the stance that you see in Kokutsu Dachi. We'll be taking 4 situations. Number 1, doing Kokutsu Dachi in the same spot. Number 2, moving forward in Kokutsu Dachi. Number 3, moving back. Number 4, turning. So let's start by learning the meaning of the Japanese word kokutsu. Ko means back or to the back.
That's right.
Kutsu means to bend. So we're bending the back knee, which is the kokutsu.
Well-constructed video, Yusuke.
Doing the kokutsu right on the same spot.
I remember this intro. Dun, 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 dun. I got this logo inspiration from Stranger Things.
So let's learn the Kokutsu Dachi step by step. So first, get on your toes and drop down on the ground. Put your weight on your heel.
I used to do this a lot.
Not like this. Get up, weight on your heels. And put your head on your hips. And make sure that your hips aren't out, that they are in. Squish your abs together.
Okay, that point, right? Get your abs in, squish your abs together. I'm sorry guys, this is not so, or this is incorrect. Let me share the new points. That's gonna make you even stabler and easier, I guess, to do. Yeah, this tucking the pelvis in kind of concept, I think is taught in different stances. For instance, let's say you are doing a front stance, right? I've seen a lot of people do it like this, kibadachi, like this, kokutsu dachi, like this. But when you do this, your weight goes back. So if you get pushed, it's very, very weak. Picture yourself, let's say this is the edge of the cliff and somebody's pushing you to the side, right? How would you withstand that force? Would you go like this? I don't think so, because you'll fall. You'll bend this, like someone pushes you, pop. This will be the position you commonly take. Take an example of any other sport where you have to take a step to the side and go past the opponent. Would you do this, or would you bend this and step to the side? I think you do the latter because that accumulates more power. So a tuck is not necessary. It's the other way around. It's the bend that is necessary. So when you start going into the Kokutsu Dachi, or even going into any stances, right now in the video, I'm doing this. However, you relax the leg and let the pelvis turn or fall a little bit forward, like this. Do you guys see? Not here, but here. Okay, that way you'll feel more weight going on the bottom of your foot. Hope you can give this a try. Yeah, let's just keep on watching. All right, next.
So that your hips don't pop out.
Your hips
From
will
there,
naturally pop out a little bit.
Form a 90-degree angle with your leg.
This I agree. Set the toes
right
to the
now,
direction it's going to
my
move
left
into
leg
first, and then
heel
step out.
is on my right heel. So from here, step 4 times. 1, 2.
I guess the amount of times you step out differs between everybody's leg length, everybody's flexibility. So wherever you feel comfortable, I think that's going to be your placement of your foot.
3, 4.
The reason why I said 4 times is probably because I'm talking from a perspective of competitions. For competitions, relatively speaking, the longer the better.
Do this, make sure your toes and your knees are facing 90 degrees.
Yes.
So make sure they're not in or out.
That's correct.
And that your hips aren't popping out. So keep them still.
There's a big misunderstanding on leaning forward versus the hip coming out. It is okay for you to be, for the hip to be out, but not the leaning forward. But people misunderstand that. So yes, doing your Kokutsu Dachi like this is not okay because you're just not in balance. However, your torso can be upright and the hip should be, as you can see, slightly tilted back. Try this. Tuck it up like this. Now I think your weight feels off. Like your body weight is not settling anywhere and your thigh becomes much more tired. So try this and have the weight go down.
And your abs squished.
Yeah, your abs does not have to be squished.
Your knees, and you have a Kokutsu Dachi. The point you should consider is to have the distance between your knee and your pelvis squished together. So
that is more from a competition perspective. So if you're doing competitions, this is a good tip. If not, it won't make you stronger. So no need to especially focus on this point.
this and this it seems different. Right?
A lot of people talk about how low you should go, right? Should I go lower or can I stay a little higher? My answer is, as long as the pelvis is settled, it is completely fine. Let me tell you what I mean. It connects to the last point as well. When my leg is all straight, basically my knee is popped in or popped back like this, your stance is very weak because you can just fall over. However, when you relax your knee and this joint right here, you slightly go down, okay? But this is all you need. This, your weight is up. This, the weight settles down. From here on, no matter how much you bend, it doesn't make a big difference, or it rather makes you weaker. Because if you relax down, your body stops where the bone naturally stops. There's a natural angle for your joints to lock itself into. However, if you go any further than that, your muscles will be doing the work in order to keep you stable. Okay? Which means it's more tiring and you're putting too much force into your body. When you get, like I said again, when you get pushed over to the side, if the cliff is here, you probably would end up like this. If you go any further, you'll collapse because your muscles cannot take it anymore. Just like that, each stance has a good amount of the drop. So lower does not mean stronger. In the case of Kokutsu Dachi, all you do is from here, you relax the leg and just have the body stop at where it does, basically. If your stance is here, this will be the drop amount. If your stance is long, this will be the drop amount. The drop amount differs depending on how long your stance is. But like I said, lower does not mean stronger.
And the weight should be around 7 to 3.
7 to 3. Again, it depends on your flexibility. So if you're rather tight, 6 to 4 is fine. For competitions, 8 to 2 would be more preferred.
It doesn't have to be 9-1 like this. Just have it comfortably 7 to 3.
You're basically practicing so that you can stay strong after you step back. So yes, the back leg should have more weight. However, it doesn't mean that it should be like a 9-to-1 ratio like I mentioned in the video.
And that your hips or your belly button is faced to the side and not to the front. It doesn't have to be completely to the side, but have it facing sideways.
I think it ends up being around 45 degrees or so.
Now we'll be learning how to move forward in Kokutsu Dachi. So I'll take it step by step. First, get down in Kokutsu Dachi. And step 1, get your legs together, facing forward. So from here, don't.
Right, no kicking.
So
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Avoid having your leg go in a circle, in an arc. Make sure it goes straight to this spot. Straight here. So from here.
One point that you should know is that the important point right now that I'm talking about is that your leg shouldn't go wide. it does not mean you have to get it straight to this point. As long as this back leg goes through like this, it doesn't have to slide, like it doesn't have to touch the other foot. So just picture a straight line going from the back all the way to the front and have your legs go straight here. The reason why I'm saying get your feet together is because that gets everybody's toes to both face the front. That's the main objective. A lot of people might have it open or even like this. So make sure your both toes go past this point as it keeps the line straight. That way you can smoothly go on to your next step. Legs together. While you do this, make sure your knees are bent, that your center of gravity is shifted towards this point. Okay. I agree. But when you practice, guys, avoid stopping here, not feet together, but have the back leg go past it. Okay? Don't stop here because you'll be leaning over. And if you keep on practicing like this over and over, you end up going like this, leaning forward, then back. So have this leg go past it, okay? And then smoothly go on to your next footwork. So if your toes and your knees aren't facing forward when your legs go together, let's say they this I agree.
A little earlier, like this.
Right, let's not turn too early.
Turn automatically. But you want your hip to turn at the end. Here. So don't turn this out first.
I agree.
If you do that, then you'll be ending up like this. So you're not going to be able to generate a kime, a strong ending. So face forward, keep your knees and your toes facing forward, and turn at the end. From here, move a bit forward with your belly button facing the front, and at the last moment, you turn. This, let's be careful, okay? The way I expressed it is not that good. Don't consider the timing, consider the connection between your lower body and your upper body. Okay, let me explain what I mean. When you do your kokutsu, especially I think I'm talking about a shotokan here, okay? The timing might end up being at the last moment. However, the core thing you should consider is the connection. When you turn your body like this, by twisting the lower body and releasing it, your arm swings just automatically. You're not doing this right now. You're not moving the arm to move the arm. You're moving the rest of the body to move the arm. This is what I mean when I say the connection between the rest of your body and your arm. And you need this in all of your movements, including your shotokan. When you do your Kokutsu Dachi shotokan from here, basically, by getting your body from facing this way to this way, like you saw, your arm swings. Okay? This connection is the key. So, if you need to make your impact at this point, then you should start your hip a little before that, and it ends up being at the later half of your motion. So from here, if you turn the body at around here, the shotokan will be released at this timing. However, if you're trying to do the shotokan a little bit further down the end, you should turn it a little later. Now I've reached a little bit further distance. So, like I said, as long as the lower body and the upper body is connected, it does not matter, the timing does not matter. Okay, I hope this message got through. Shift forward, legs together, forward, and snap at the end. If you just practice doing this without the hand, like this, you just get good at flicking the leg out. You don't get good at actually making your hand techniques stronger. Okay? You don't want to cut off the arm from the rest of the body. Now to add more impact and speed, let's focus on your hip rotation. Let's see what I have to say here. So there are two acceleration points in this movement. Number one, is going from this position to this. How you speed this up
I agree.
is by getting this knee forward and getting this hip to the front. So it's just like gyakuzuki. So use this snap to get your leg close to this spot. That's the first.
Not only that, guys, it's also this, I guess it's more so the squishing of the leg. Basically, let's say you get your feet apart like this and you get your weight on one side. Okay, so right now this leg is heavy. Try tucking this leg into the other without getting your weight over. So you'll be staying here like this. Or if you do football or soccer, this inside pass. Okay? These two motions, what's common is that you are using this muscle right here, the inside muscles here. And you're tucking this to bring the leg over. This is the motion you use in order to tuck your back leg quickly to the front. From here, yes, this knee is important. Yes, this turn is important, but a bigger effect is being made by this tuck. Okay? And in order to practice this, practice the drill I just showed you. Get the weight on one side, flick, or it's also practiced in tekki. Same exact motion.
First acceleration point. Second is using this momentum from the first movement to snap your hip at the end.
Like I said, make sure you're snapping the hip to move the arm. If the arm is not moving, that torso movement or the hip movement is not going anywhere.
Use these two boosts to move forward.
That's a pretty good one though. It's just the way I'm explaining it can be misleading.
It's like this. If you only use the last boost, it'll be like this. So make sure you're using two of them to accelerate twice. Yeah, that's it. To avoid yourself from
Oh my god, no smiles in this video.
forward too much, make sure you bend your front knee a lot more than you think so that your weight stays here. If this is gets extended,
That's right. I completely
it's
agree.
easier for your body to move forward too much. So bend this down and keep your weight on the back leg. Now let's move back in Kokutsu Dachi. So first, stand in a Kokutsu. And step one, get your legs together like we did last time. So from here, legs together. And while you do that, you saw my back leg turning to the front, right? So from here, as you drag this to your other leg, turn your knees and your toes to the front. And make sure this is bent and not that you're straight. And push yourself back. When you do this, make sure this part is bent, that you don't pop this part up like this.
Basically, you need to sit down. From here. From here, as you do this, the whole process, picture your hip leading everything. Okay? So from this point, you turn and your hip draws you into this new position. If you picture like pushing, then you go up. So don't push so much with the leg, more so drag and pull this imaginary weight and lead it with the hip. Okay? Settle into this back position. That's a better way of explaining it, I think. Like picture sitting on a sofa.
Make sure this is bent. To add speed, just like moving forward, there are 2 points to accelerate. First is getting your hips from the side to the front. So from here, bam, that's 1. 2 is from here, moving back, and the snap at the end. If I just use the first boost, it'll...
I somewhat agree. I guess I'm mentioning to face this quickly and then face it open. Yes, those are necessary, but again, the bigger motion that's happening here is dropping this hip to the back like this. Almost like doing a ukemi in judo, falling back. Picture yourself falling back and quickly move the leg back. That gets you really fast.
Like this. If I just use the last boost, it'll be...
Both boosts are on top of this drop.
To make your kokutsu better. When you move, make sure your hip doesn't move first. What I mean by that is some people, when they try to move back, their hip moves first. Like this. Like
I said lead from the hip. And of course, what I'm saying in this video is also correct. When you go from the hip, make sure you don't just go from the hip. Make sure your upper body is on top of the pelvis or the hip. So this is not good. Have this on top of your pelvis. Okay, that should get it. That way you can maintain the speed. Like I said in the video right here, if you do this, then it just takes a longer time, right? I was scared for a second.
Keep your upper body straight. So make sure you focus on getting both of your knees and your toes facing forward first, like this. If you do that, your hip won't pop up if you keep your knees bent.
You don't have to overly bend it. I'm just saying, don't get it straight.
Now we'll be learning how to turn in a kokutsu stance. So first, let's take an example of going from a zenkutsu to a kokutsu. So stand in a zenkutsu. And point one, you have to turn your head first. So from here,
I heavily agree.
this head that way.
Right. Lock your eyes to the new direction you're moving towards. That way your balance is set and your body naturally goes towards that direction.
Fast. Before your body comes.
Nice slow-mo.
And as you do that, drag your legs together and turn at the same time.
As you drag, you also do the tuck, or the drag can be expressed as the tuck, I think. Remember this tuck I talked about? You do the same exact thing when, which way is easier for you? When you go from here, yeah, you tuck this. Okay, same tucking motion is necessary for this turn.
So make sure you twist and get your legs together. After that, make sure your front knee is bent so that you just have to push the other leg out to form a kokutsu. If you don't bend your front leg, you can't turn fully. So make sure
What do I mean?
The kneecap moves a bit forward when you turn. I'll do it slowly.
Let's see. Getting the kneecap a little more forward. Instead of. Personally, right now, I don't feel it making a big difference. That was me bending the knee a little more. If I keep it around here, this will be the turn. I guess it's more so about, like we talked about while stepping back, right? Getting it from the hip. Same point. Make sure you get your hip, okay, from here to here. You see? Fall. Fall. Fall your hip into a new position as you keep your torso right above it. I think that makes it a lot faster and it has a bigger effect.
Slowly. Kneecaps move forward. Turn.
I guess if you practice it like this, your turn becomes two motions. Knee bend and then the turn. So if this doesn't click with you so much, I don't think you should do it.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this.
All right, I guess that was it for the video. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope to be, if this gets a positive feedback in the comments and the likes, I'm planning on doing this for my other tutorial videos, basically an updated version of my past tutorial videos. So let me know what you think, see if you like it or not, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much. See you guys soon.